Let's practice filling out a code sheet together. Learning how to fill out a code sheet is a little intimidating, so it's good to practice or look at your hospital's code sheet before you have to actually be the recorder. To start off, I'm filling out this top section, but honestly, a lot of this information can be filled out afterwards because it's a little hard to do it during the code. But this middle section is really where you're filling out a lot of the information, like when you do compressions, when you give epi, when you shock, etc. I like to record every single minute so that way I'm not missing out on anything. And you can see I'm only filling out the boxes that are applicable. So for breathing, this patient was assisted. I did a little check for doing compressions, and I did a little triangle to show when we changed compressors as well as the rhythm when we changed the compressors. I did a 1 for when we gave epi, and usually I will circle the IV or IO so that way we know the route. Make sure you're documenting the correct dose of your medications for whatever concentration it is in. For example, like your amnios, milligrams per minute, so make sure that is correlating with whatever dose you're writing down. I'm also manually writing things in the right column for anything that's not a little checky box. For example, checking an ABG, when we gave 1 amp of bicarb, we started a liter of saline. I just find it's easier to record every minute so that way you don't miss out on any. Typically codes are a little chaotic, so sometimes you have to go back in at the end of the code and make sure you got everything filled out. Once the code has ended, then I will go ahead and fill out this bottom section. You can see there's places for ventilation, if the patient was intubated, time, size, and by who, how we confirmed the ET tube placement, if an OPA was inserted, if an NG or OG tube was inserted, as well if there was any vascular access obtained during the code. There's also a spot to see when the time of the resuscitation event ended, if the patient survived, if they were responsive, the reason for the resuscitation ending, as well as if we notified family and if the patient was a candidate for TTM. The last section is just getting the signatures of the physician and recorder and recording all the people that were in the code as well as their ID numbers. I hope this was helpful to see how you fill out a code sheet, and know that every hospital is going to be a little different, but I highly recommend practicing yourself so that way it gets easier every time.